Today makes 1 year since I found out that it was bacterial meningitis and not an ear infection. I posted throughout the whole ordeal, but I never really told you the story of how it all went down. Here it is. I feel like it all kind of starts in January because January 1st, like the turn of the new year, we spent in the emergency room with my son. He was like 5 or 6 weeks at the time. He got COVID, it went through the rest of the family. We got some other illness, I don't even remember what it was, like strep or something. That went through the family. And we just kept getting sick. Like we could not get well from January 1st all the way until March. I finally thought we were on the upswing. People were doing better. So we agreed to go to a St. Patrick's Day parade. Super excited. It was the first time we were taking the kids to the parade. I woke up that morning with an earache. But I grew up with like a lot of ear infections and ear pain. So I didn't really think too much into it and just like popped some ibuprofen. I was like, let's go have some fun. While we were there, it continually just got worse and worse. And I was like just trying to make it through this parade. And like, we had a great time. We really did. But then we all went out to eat afterwards. And it was at the restaurant that I was like, I'm done. I have to go home. That was on Saturday morning. I spent the rest of the day on the couch, like trying to do like warm compresses. TJ, the whole time, he was like, let's just go to an urgent care. And I was like, no, I don't want the bill. I don't want that bill for a little earache. It's fine. So I stayed on the couch the rest of Saturday, Sunday, and then Sunday night, Monday morning, I have to get up and continue breastfeeding my 4-month-old. And around his 2 or 3 o'clock feeding, I couldn't get out of bed to go get him because I was just in so much pain. So TJ had to end up going and getting him. I turned over. TJ had to latch him and do everything, but I was just like, here, I don't know. And then by 6 o'clock, I woke TJ up crying because I was in so much pain. I did not know what to do. I have a super high pain tolerance. I had my son, 0 medication, and it was fine. With having my son, the thought of crying never crossed my mind. When I tell you this broke me, this pain, I was just sitting up in bed. By this point, my neck was stuck. It had like locked in and frozen. And I was just bawling my eyes out, and I woke him up because like the bed was shaking. And I was like, just get me to the living room so I don't wake up Daniel, because he was still sleeping in our room at that point. He basically had to carry me to the couch. He's like, I don't know what to do. He ends up calling his dad, and his dad's like, she needs to get seen. An ambulance came. They got there. They're like trying to ask me questions. They're trying to get me to move around, and I couldn't. I was just on the couch. TJ answering all the questions for me because it was just so painful. I couldn't talk. The only thing I could do was focus on my breathing. So the EMS worker, she was telling me how it was just allergies and sinus congestion. She's like, yeah, it's been really bad this year. I've had some painful sinus congestion too. When she said that, I was like, I'm staying home. I'm not getting an emergency room bill for sinus congestion. She just said, the heck you are, and put me on that ambulance. Like, see you there. Bye-bye. Get there, trying to answer questions. And the doctor is like, we're going to start you on this antibiotics. We're going to do a lumbar puncture. And he was like, on it. And it came back that I had bacterial meningitis. I knew nothing of bacterial meningitis. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to get fixed up and back home. And then I got admitted. I got put on some strong medicine, and I was still just in so much pain. But the whole time I'm like, oh, I'm going to be back before my birthday. I have birthday plans. It's going to be fun. It was not. My birthday was 2 days after all this, and I spent the next 2 weeks in a hospital, mostly. There was like an overlap because I got put on steroids, and I thought I was better and I was healed and everything was good. And as soon as those steroids wore off, I was right back into that hospital. It was just a really wild experience. I definitely didn't realize how serious it was until afterwards, and whenever I started reading more people's stories with bacterial meningitis. Thank the Lord he was able to diagnose me so quickly. I think that part of it is because my in-laws' neighbors, their friend actually died of bacterial meningitis at that exact same hospital that I was at. That doctor got it quick. He caught on so fast. The only way I can describe how it felt is it just feels like your skull is caving in and it's taking your brain and crushing it and pushing it down into your neck. It's just like, you're stuck like this as it's like going down. It's painful. It's very painful. A few things I'm not sure that I will ever forget is one that nurses are either really good or they're really bad. There weren't many in-betweens. It's honestly sad how much TJ had to stay on top and fight for my care. The second thing, which is pretty funny, don't hate, because we didn't realize. We just, while I'm in the hospital and I can't really move, I can hardly talk because I'm just in so much pain. And it was my birthday, and TJ, he got me tennis rackets. He got me tennis rackets and tennis balls. Oh my gosh. That's how casual we thought the whole thing would be. Oh man, we didn't realize that it would turn into several week-long process, and then getting home and then still having a long recovery, and then having to go back for ear brain surgery, and then having a long recovery with that. Third thing that I probably won't ever forget about, I'm trying to figure out how to say it where it doesn't sound like super sad or poor me. I'll never forget like how lonely it was. I'm a super social person. I love seeing people, and I did not see many people. I had very few amazing close friends that came by, and they were so sweet, and I really like I can't tell you like how much I appreciate it. I didn't have any family that came to visit. There's some family that I ended up taking a step back from before this, so like that's understandable. But even like the rest of the family, there was no one. If you visit someone in the hospital, like know that probably means a lot more than you think it does. To have that little bit of a break, that little bit of distraction was just, it made me feel a little bit human again. Because otherwise, I don't know, I just felt like this number on a chart, and it was a very dehumanizing experience as far as hospitals go. Daddy! Thanks for listening. Love you. Have a good day.